To this now, Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Mimmy Gondwe, says it's high time that the National Student Financial Aid Scheme gets its house in order. The Deputy Minister was speaking at the West Coast TVET College in Vredenburg during a visit to assess the readiness of campuses for the 2025 academic year. Now, NSFAS has been beset by issues ranging from unpaid fees to fees and delayed funding. SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah and video journalist Joshua Sharrock more for us.
The Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Mimmy Gondwe, has described as the South Africa is on a visit to the campus this morning. Minister, very warm good day to you. So, of course, just a short while ago, I heard you addressing the role players and stakeholders, and you were talking about TVET colleges being the future of South Africa. Now, of course, we know that your sector is inundated at this time of year with applications specifically at universities, with hundreds and over 100,000 students trying to clamour to get in. But of course, you're saying that they should be considering TVET colleges. So when you've looked today, looking at its state of readiness, what can you tell us?
So our college is a beautiful college. The infrastructure is really outstanding. And I've been very impressed. I mean, I took a tour of the college. I went to some of their facilities. I think it was a welding facility and pipe fitting facility, and I met some of the learners, and the principal was at pains to let me know that, some of the learners have actually gone on to find employment outside the country. Very encouraged by what I'm seeing at TVET colleges. I was educated in universities all my life, and coming into the sector, I had to learn a bit about TVET colleges. And I want to just reiterate what I said. I believe that the future of this country, they're producing artisans with specialized skills, much needed skills. And I really want to encourage those learners that could not get into university to say, look at your TVET colleges. We also have our community colleges. There are nine, but they have satellites across the country, and all our entities play a role. We're a huge department with all entities, so but we have a large offering, and I think those that didn't get into university must not hope and consider TVET colleges.
Minister, also talking about those challenges facing your sector, we do know besides the issue of space at universities, we also know that finance, money, historical debt also still remains a huge problem. Can you give us an overview as to where we are at the moment, and also how the measures that are being put in place to assist students that may not be able to access because of historical debt and funding issues?
So that's why we undertook these oversight visits. So let me just give you some context around visit. So the 22nd and 20th month, the Minister, Dr. Ngani, convened a meeting with the DDGs and NSFAS, just requesting a report on the state of NSFAS. And following that meeting, she made an announcement that she deployed myself and my fellow Deputy Minister and herself actually across the country. So we would be visiting 3 provinces each. So I'm visiting the Western Cape. On Friday, I was in the Free State, and then I'm going to the Northwest after SONA and the budget speech. And so so the purpose of these visits is to determine the state, or ascertain the state of readiness of all the institutions that we're visiting, whether they're ready for the academic year ahead. And we're looking at a number of factors. So we're looking at whether they've received their payment allocations from NSFAS, whether they've received their tranche payment from NSFAS. We're looking at the application process, first time enrollments, and then of course the historic debt. I mean, just last Friday I heard from Goldfields TVET College telling me that they have 15 million in historic debt that they can't write off, and it's affecting their audit outcome, also their financial viability as a college. So we're looking at a number of factors, and we're seeing how to help. And I remember after Goldfields TVET College engaged me on that particular issue, I said to one of the DDGs, I think we need to give policy direction once and for all around the issue of historical debt. And in the company of DDGs, I've got 3 DDGs with me on this particular visit, and they are officials from NSFAS as well that are attending to queries. So for example, when we visited Central University of Technology last week, Friday, I requested the officials from NSFAS in there with the SRC so that they could then give them a spreadsheet of all the queries, etc. Because I'm really concerned about NSFAS is currently under administration. I think this is probably the second or third time that it's under administration, and things do not seem to be going right. So we might have to even look at the model in terms of, students get their money. to tighten up, because it's high time. In fact, we've done all we can around NSFAS, and it's high time really that it should really be at, in a position to really disperse these funds. And there were complaints from learners, and I would really like to see turn around. But if it does not turn around, then we'll be left with little choice but to see how best we can ensure that students are funded. Unfortunately, for this financial year, NSFAS is rolling out the funding, so we have to let it play out. But going forward, if the situation does not turn around, like I said, it's currently under administration. We're hoping to see really tangible change. But, from the visits that I've had, there have been a number of complaints.